Alright, this is Vegeta8259 again, and this is part 2 of the 1/100 scale Gundam Seravee review. And for this part, we will be going over the Seraphim Gundam. And all you do is just pull, and he pops right off the back, and now we're done with Seravee. We can just place him to the side. And this is Seraphim Gundam all folded up. So all you have to do is just fold these legs out and then just kind of stretch out, pull the toe up, same thing on the other side, and then you're actually going to have to take this knee armor off and just move it up so it's actually covering the knee joint. Then the arms come down. It's got these little flaps right here that pull up. And you can rotate the arm around, and like I showed you in the first part, he's got these hands that go onto the end of those cannons there. Do the same thing on the other arm. Get the other hand. Alright, then this top piece right here, which has the camera for the giant Gundam head, that's just going to kind of fold back and cover up the GN drive back here, which you can see in red. And then these antennae go back, and Seraphim's head is separate, so you'll have to dig that out of the box and just pop it right on top of the neck. And there we go. Now we've got the Seraphim Gundam. As you can see, for colors, it's mostly black. It's got gray for the joints, a few little yellow pieces right here on the top of the legs, a little yellow vent, V-fins for the giant Gundam face and Seraphim's head. Few clear parts. The clear red part on his forehead is clear. The eyes and the cheek vents for the giant Gundam face are clear as well. And then he's got clear green parts for the back of the hand here. Oh, there's also clear parts for the elbow joints, which I've painted clear green. And then, of course, white and red, which you can see there. Anyway, for articulation, the head is just on a ball joint, so it goes up and down, side to side, and rotates. The arms have a little joint down inside the torso, so they can go up and down. They can't go forward and back any, but they do rotate 360, of course. They can go out. If you move these flaps right here out of the way, there's rotation below the shoulder joint. I believe it's just a single joint for the elbow. I don't think it's double jointed, but it bends about 90 degrees. So arm articulation is kind of limited, unfortunately. And then the wrists are ball joints, so they can wiggle and rotate. There is a joint at the waist, so it can rotate 360 if you're careful about avoiding these side skirts. The side skirts go up and down, and actually, do they rotate at all? Yeah, just a little bit. Not much, though. This front piece of skirt armor doesn't move. It's just stuck into place. There's a little peg right here on the back that you can flip up and down. That just helps stabilize Seraphim when it's connected to Seravee. It's got ball joint hips, so they can go forward and they can go back, not very far. Actually, no, they don't go back very far at all. It's actually the side skirt that won't allow them to move back very much. And these knee armors kind of keep popping off. Anyway, the knee joints bend all the way. That's part of the transformation. The ankle it's got some movement where the whole foot goes back. And then, of course, it's got side to side, forwards and back, and rotation. And the tip of the toe can move up and down. So, I also believe that Seraphim can use all of Seravee's weapons. He can hold the GN bazooka pretty well, actually. It might be a little bit crooked, but he's certainly not going to drop it. Although I wouldn't recommend putting both GN bazookas in his arm, in his hand, because they're more than likely going to fall. In fact, let's test that out. Yeah, it's a little bit too heavy. It's not quite going to hold up. And plus, in my opinion, it just looks kind of awkward. I think the beam sabers are much more suited to Seraphim than the giant GN bazookas. So you can use those. Also, one feature I forgot to show in the first part of the review is the Gundam Face that comes down. It just slides down like so. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a Gundam Face in there with clear parts for the eyes. And these V-fins are actually on ball joints, so they can go forward and back and side to side, pretty much wherever you need them to go. Now, one thing I should mention is that this is not the designer's color version of the Seravee and Seraphim. It was just released last month, I believe, in October. But you don't have to have the designer's color version to light up the giant Gundam eyes. You can just take this back piece off, and it comes off pretty easily. And if you have the 00 Gundam, or 00 Riser rather, or if you have another designer's color version, you can take one of these little LED units and put it in the back of Seraphim like so, and turn the lights out, and you can get the eyes of the giant Gundam head to glow, which I thought was pretty nice, even though mine are flickering. So, yeah. Unfortunately, the light piping doesn't go up to Seraphim's head, so his eyes won't glow, but the giant Gundam eyes do. And then, of course, with the designer's color version, you'll have the eyes of Seravee able to light up as well. I assume they'll have 2 LED units for that release. Then just tap it, pop that out, and replace the back panel back to where it was. So yeah, this is actually a really nice release. At first, when I was watching the series, I was more of a fan of Virtue than the Seravee. But now that I've got the model kit, I actually think I'm starting to like Seravee better than the Virtue. I don't know why. It's really starting to grow on me. I forgot to mention, it also comes with action base connectors for Seravee and Seraphim. So, another thing, like I was saying, this isn't the designer's color version because I bought this before the designer's color version came out. But, fortunately, Bandai thought ahead, and they released the decals for the designer's color version separately. So, if you don't mind losing the LED feature and just want the decals, you can buy these separately. I got these from HLJ for, I think, like $4 or $5. And they have these for all of the 1/100 scale second season Gundams from Gundam 00. And yeah, this is what I'm going to use for mine. I'm just going to use the Bandai released designer's color version decals, instead of having to pay $50 for the designer color Seravee. So I guess that about does it for this review. Definitely a kit worth getting. It's kind of expensive because it's one of the larger releases, and I mean, look, you're getting 2 Gundams in one box. So if you're willing to put forth the money for it, it's definitely a release worth getting. So that's it for this review, and I will see you guys next time.